Whammons who posted naked photos of her father's ex-lover on escort site. It's just a prank, bruh. I didn't know it would be so serious. It was just a joke. It's just a prank, bruh. Reveals how bitter revenge plot backfired and left her in prison and jobless. Wow. So justice was actually carried out to a degree. Now, Whammons who posted naked photos of her father's ex-lover on an escort site has revealed how her revenge plot left her in prison and jobless. Eleanor Brown, 22. Yeah, already have a felony on your record at 22. Yeah, that's going to do you great. Spent the past year locked up behind bars after sharing explicit images of her policeman father's former mistress to an escort website, where she even created a fake profile for the Whammons. Brown also sent racy photos of her father's ex-lover to her victim's husband and exposed the affair, which had taken place years earlier, to her daughter. Now, that part I don't see a problem with. If you catch someone cheating, especially if they ruin your life with that cheating, you are fully justified exposing that shit to their family too. Like this, I don't have a problem with. Like, yeah, if this Whammons was caught cheating with this girl's dad and it ruined his marriage and now she's living in a divorced household, I think it's only fair that you reveal the affair to her family too. This part I don't really have a problem with, but it's the creating a fake sex worker account that really crosses more than a few lines. Yeah, but her revenge plan backfired when police were called in. The young Whammons lost her job, her home, and her 6-year relationship. Wow, so their relationship started when she was like 15? In October, current year -1, Leeds Crown Court sentenced Brown from Morley, West Yorkshire to 3 years in prison, which was reduced to 2 on appeal. Brown, described by a judge as vindictive, selfish, and vengeful, served just 12 months before being released on license. She now has to wear an electronic tag on her ankle. And how is that going to stop her from making more adult profiles for this other Whammons, though? Is the ankle monitor going to stop her from using the internet? Speaking to The Sun, she explains she regrets her decisions, but insists that at the time she did not realize she was breaking the law. Yeah, I knew it. It's just a prank, bruh. I didn't know it was illegal to create fake sex worker profiles for people I don't like and try to solicit customers for them. I didn't know that was illegal. It was just a prank, bruh. I now realize how terrified I must have been for the Whammons, but I was never on a mission to cause maximum harm. I was just poking fun and ended up in prison. Right. Yeah, just a prank, bruh. Brown recalled being locked up to 23 hours a day, only being allowed out of her cell to shower and eat, and claimed that if she could turn back the clock, she would. If I could do this without getting caught, if I could just load from a previous save, that would be great. Can I save scum in real life? She said her body went into shock as she was handed a long sentence, and when she entered prison, she was met with the deafening noise of new arrivals screaming and crying. Insisting she does not expect pity from anyone around her, she explained that she sent the photos because she was angry and wanted to know wanted her to know the hurt she'd caused. Well, you realize your dad was just as guilty, right? This is a mistake that a lot of men make too. Like when they catch their wives or girlfriends cheating, they act like it's all the other guy's fault. Like, no, your woman is at least 50% at fault for that. So the correct response, if you catch your wife or girlfriend cheating, is to immediately dump her. Now, what you do with the other guy depends, because like a lot of times when these women cheat, they pretend like they're not in a relationship. So a lot of times the guy didn't even know he was cucking someone. Like he thought she was single. So you at least want to clear that up before you decide, to go nuts on somebody. And Brown admitted that she'd been drunk at the time of the offense, but said that does not excuse what she did. Revenge prawn, sharing intimate photos without consent, has been an offense in Airstrip 1 in Wales since currently -10 and is now illegal across Airstrip 1. The court heard that Brown's father, Jeff, 62, had an affair in current year minus 13, which came to light 3 years later when his wife, Sarah, found raunchy photos and videos his former lover had sent. Why did he keep that? I don't get why did he keep that? The couple stayed together, but Brown admitted her actions that deeply impacted the family, with her mother hit hardest. Brown had bombarded the mistress's husband with intimate photos and set up a profile on a sex for sale site called Beaver Street. An advert offered sexual services and included pictures of her father's former lover. She included the number of the woman's husband, who received 14 texts and 8 calls from prospective clients in the space of half an hour of the ad being posted. Oh, God. That's a good way to send the message, I got to admit. So notice that, you know what, I'm going to have to rethink this here, because she didn't use the woman's number. She used her husband's number. So now he's fighting off like, 20 calls an hour of dudes wanting to set up a sexual incident with his wife. God, man, for all we know, what if he has a cuckold fetish and this is what he wanted? Man, maybe she just gave him a gift. Now, looking back, Brown said, I knew I was getting a bit out of control, but at the moment I was getting angrier. The simmering resentment over the torrid fling exploded back into life when Brown discovered the mistress's husband had set up a new business advertising on Facebook. The court heard that she pointed out the post on Facebook and also sent her the sexual images. Egged on by her mother and sister, who played a part in the planning, Brown began bombarding the business page with messages. Well, did they also get prison time? Yeah, again, like the part where she exposed the cheating to the other family, I don't have a problem with. But yeah, it's the fake sex work account site. Like I said, that's the step too far, where she deserved at least a year in prison for that. And prosecutor Lucy Brown last year said the business was doing well and gaining positive reviews, but on August 27th, current year minus 3, Eleanor Brown posted a message on the profile calling his wife a home-wrecking slut and a tramp. She later messaged him on WhatsApp and sent him a listing on the Beaver Street sex site. And that's probably when the cops got called. She even sent him a link to the Celine Dion song, It's All Coming Back to Me Now, a reference to his wife's affair. Brown then contacted the couple's daughter, Lucy, who told the court in that message, Eleanor Brown said, I will make sure your mom is never allowed to forget what she did to my family, and wherever she goes, her photos will remain and follow her. But what about your dad, though? He was just as guilty. Are you going to be just as hard on him? I guess I can appreciate the loyalty to a degree, as misguided as it is. That's pretty rare in a Whammons. Unless she only cares that this affected her financial situation in some way. And last October, the former mistress, who cannot be identified for legal reasons, spoke of her devastation. She said, if you have ever felt so upset you're constantly nauseous and anxious, you will know how I felt. I still recall the moment my husband told me what she had done, the look of panic and upset on his face as he revealed the extent of her actions. Oh, okay, so if the whole family there already knew about the affair, then yeah, again, that makes the situation a little bit different too. Like this is literally just being vindictive, and at only half of the guilty parties, I might add. I wasn't able to stop the nightmare of my intimate pictures being shared with anyone and everyone. You could have avoided that by not taking them in the first place. You know that, right? Like, throughout the vast majority of human history, people didn't have intimate photos of each other like in their pocket at all times. And somehow they were able to survive and have like 30 kids. And my picture being used by strangers sicken me, and I find it hard to believe that one Whammons would do this to another. To say if it violated is an understatement. Why do you find it so hard to believe? Like, as a woman, you should know how vindictive Whammons are. You'd probably do the same thing in her situation. The thought of her control over me causes me anxiety, and the hate she harbored for me all these years is very evident. So Brown was now wearing an ankle tag, which monitors her alcohol consumption until January. That's like a month away. However, she remains on license until October of next year, meaning that she will be sent straight back to prison if she reoffends. Yeah, is that the Airstrip 1 equivalent of a suspended sentence? Where they'll set you free, but if you break the law one time, then nope, you're instantly going back to prison to serve your time.